All right. So for the first comment I got here from LA Rams superfan, great handle. Straight to the point.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro? So you said Kupp is a Triple Crown winner, Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl MVP, and champion. He's on a whole other level than Michael Thomas. Now, let me be clear. Objectively, what you said is true. I mean, from a statistical point of view and the accolade point of view, yes, that is true. But again, we dive deep into things. And again, let me be clear. I'm not even trying to say like one is better than the other. I'm really not. The main thing I really have been trying to get across, truly the whole point of why I even said that, was just that we were literally robbed as NFL fans of the two best receivers talent-wise that we've had in our generation. When you combine like smarts for the game, route running, catching ability, like Cooper Kupp and Michael Thomas really were those two guys. We never got to see them at their peak for more than a year or two, depending how you want to look at that. But
right.
yeah, like more than a year or two. At their fullest peak, I mean, 100% no. So, and again, Hunter was nice enough, and you did some amazing research for me too, bro, where he just went in and he wrote a comment on someone who left a comment on our YouTube. Well, this basically breaks down, though, how similar in a way that they are. So hear me out. So we got MT, and so Michael Thomas has 4 1,000-yard seasons. Kupp has 2 1,000-yard seasons. Michael Thomas has 4 100-plus catch seasons. Kupp has 3 100-plus catch seasons. Since 2016, Kupp's rookie season. Hold on. Since 2016. All right. So hold on. I'm mixing this up. So, all right. So since 2016, and then we have in parentheses, Kupp's rookie season was 2017, but Thomas missed a whole season, so they've played an equal amount of seasons. So, follow on that because that's an important point. So Michael Thomas with the 73 games played, 65 games started, 6,121 yards, 526 receptions, 35 touchdowns. Then you have Cooper Kupp with 80 games played, 66 games started, so one more game started than Michael Thomas, 6,323 yards, 508 receptions, and then 46 touchdowns. Again, just incredibly similar players. And I want to be like, I'm not trying to say any of them is better than the other. The point is just they're both legendary players, and also, namely, like the whole thing about when the Saints where the whole thing with the pass interference happened. Yeah, the Saints and Rams kind of have like a history together here. But the point is, you could look at it where it's like, okay, that was Michael Thomas's chance at the Super Bowl, really, because now we know how the things have went with his health. Michael Thomas, yeah, potentially could he be on a roster that has a chance at Super Bowl? For sure. But it's like, as of right now, you don't know where you see that happening. And you get my point. That was definitely probably his best chance as we see the trajectory now. So again, and the real thing, he didn't win the Triple Crown because he couldn't lead league in touchdowns that year, because the big thing about Kupp and I would say Michael Thomas that are the big difference between their two greatest seasons was you had OBJ when Kupp was balling out going crazy, and you can't double team really Kupp in that and the red zone and the end zone as much because you have to worry about OBJ. The Saints didn't have that same like OBJ level threat, and not even close. So I think that's just kind of where the touchdown numbers differentiate, and in those legendary seasons. But other than that, like two very similar players. Maybe not from a speed or anything like necessarily even play style perspective, but the way they dominated games, absolutely.
Yeah, here's my thing, bro, is like, I personally, if Michael Thomas stayed healthy, I honestly believe he would have been the better player. But it's impossible to like really say, especially because they are so similar at this point, that it's just like, bro, they're both great, but the way that Cooper Kupp's career is trending, like, he might be the next guy, like, where he just can't stay healthy and everything like that.
Unfortunately, it looks very much almost likely so. And that's the problem is obviously nobody wants it to be that way. But when we look at the history we've seen, when the injuries start adding up, very rarely does it just like, the biology of yourself just completely like redo itself and you can just start, it doesn't happen rarely. We've seen, sure, with like, I'm sure a lot of things happen perfectly behind the scenes with like surgeries and everything else.
Yeah.
It's like, is it possible? Yeah. But is it likely? No. And that's where this whole discussion came from. So comes full circle. Yeah.